You're listening to the Stallion Radio Network.
In the face.
Welcome to yet another edition of Movie Talk.
Yet another.
And yet again, yes.
You're wearing the shirt.
I'm wearing my television Walking Dead shirt of the Dixons.
Of course, no one else can see it.
Yes.
What we do.
I figured since television series are starting back up and this one coming back next month.
And we're talking about it later on the show.
We got some television news again, but a lot of stuff to talk about this week.
We do. Lots of good stuff.
Might as well just dive right in like we usually do.
All right.
Head first or feet first?
Yeah.
I would go head first. I like to live dangerously.
Yeah, I usually go head first too. All right, September 17th is today's date. On this day in 1931, Anne Bancroft, who played Mrs. Robinson in The Graduate, and won an Academy Award for her portrayal of Annie Sullivan in the 1962 classic film The Miracle Worker, was born on this date in the Bronx. She would have been 82 today. Happy birthday to a classic idol, Anne Bancroft. Also on this day in 1974, the classic film Jaws wrapped up production on this date, significantly behind schedule and over budget. The film won 3 Academy Awards and led to many sequels.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
I can't believe that they were behind schedule and over budget. How can you even? I wonder like how much over budget they were, because back then.
Well, that's because the shark didn't work.
Yeah, and I heard they're remaking Jaws. As well.
I'm not surprised. It's Universal. They're remaking everything. They did The Mummy. They're doing Dracula. They're doing everything.
It's going to be a full CGI shark.
Oh, God.
But that is what happened on this day.
A lot of classics.
Yes. Well, also, on this day, some DVD releases.
My hand still hurts.
Yeah, mine does too.
Tingly.
Our high five pregame show.
High five, yeah.
Anyways.
That escalated quickly.
It did. 2 DVDs to talk about that are now out in a store near you. The Bling Ring. Yes.
Our sister ordered that.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
I actually want to see this
it.
movie.
Sofia Coppola.
Yeah.
Francis Ford Coppola's daughter, who won the Academy Award for Lost in Translation, her film. Based on a true story,
Yeah,
actually.
it had an interesting plot to it.
Yeah.
That is now out on DVD, as well as Brad Pitt's World War Z.
Oh, man. And I've been hearing a lot about the sequel already.
Oh, yeah.
And that they have so many different... it's based off a book, but is there actually a second book?
I haven't even read the first one, so I don't even know.
I don't know.
Honestly, like, I heard that this was a zombie movie, I was, like, gung-ho for it. And then Brad Pitt being a part of it, I was like, all right, we're going the right direction.
And then you saw the
But then I
trailer.
saw the trailer, I was like, what just happened?
Running zombies.
Running zombies that look like the monsters from I Am Legend.
And they climb on top of each other, and they form like a ladder to get to a helicopter.
Yeah, I'm like, what just happened? Like, seriously, I wanted to stand up in the theater when I saw it. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But I didn't.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, you did see it?
Yeah, I saw it in theaters, and it wasn't that bad. The book, I think, I don't know if this is true or not, but it's a compilation of stories from survivors, quote unquote.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real like main character apparently.
Okay.
So maybe.
Well, I have
something
heard the
else.
book is really good.
The book's always better. I mean, in what case is the movie better than the book? I can't really think of one.
Lord of the Rings
It was up there.
Yeah, that, but I
is
mean,
pretty good.
I think those are actually pretty equal. Because
Yeah.
the book is like, how the hell do you come up with that sort of?
Well, yeah,
that world
the
is
book
crazy,
is
but
like a lot longer than the movie.
that's probably the only exception. Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, of course, but
But yeah, those are out on DVD, so definitely pick those up.
you won't.
I won't.
Yeah, you won't.
I would get the Bling Ring, but apparently a sister got it, so.
Yeah. Well, it's on the
Or
way.
is going to get it.
Yeah.
But those are the DVD releases. And now to the box office results. I hate you, Brett. I really hate you.
Both of you guys went against me last week. I thought someone was going to take my side.
You know, I swear to God, like, if it's not one movie, it's another movie that screws me over.
I thought Riddick was going to do a lot better.
I thought Riddick was going to stay at number 2. But Robert De Niro and that damn family.
You cannot go wrong with Robert De Niro. You really can't. I mean, he doesn't have a whole lot of flops. I mean, he picks them pretty good, and it looked like, I mean, it was a mob type movie, and Robert De Niro. I think those two go pretty well. And I got it right, so.
I hate you. Well, at number 10 was Percy Jackson's Sea of Monsters, which made 1.8. At number 9 was Elysium, which made 2.1. At number 8 was One Direction. This is Us, new extended fan cut. Extended cut. Woo! Which made 2.4.
Oh, they already released that?
Apparently.
I didn't even know about that. That was fast.
At number 7 was Disney's Planes, which made 3.1. At number 6 was Instructions Not Included, which made 4.8. At number 5 was We're the Millers, which made 5.4. At number 4 was The Butler, which made 5.5. At number 3 was Riddick, which made 6.8. At number 2 was The Family, which made 14. And at number 1 was Insidious Chapter 2, which made 40.2.
And which we saw.
Yes, we saw.
Did you see?
Not yet. I still haven't seen the first one all the way.
What did you see this week?
Nothing. We actually worked
What?
today. I know, all day. I did watch a lot of Friday the 13th movies this past Friday.
I'm shocked.
They're
Usually
making that
see a
into
movie.
a TV series. Did you hear this?
Yes.
I was...
They're turning
baffled.
everything. If it's not going on the big screen, it's going on the small television.
Yeah. They're adapting a lot of movies into TV shows right now.
Yeah. But we did see Insidious Chapter 2.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it.
I saw it 2 nights in a row. That's how
Yeah,
much
that's
I liked
how,
it.
yeah. Although you and I are in a disagreement here. I have to actually agree with Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
You said Insidious 2 was better than the first and even better than The Conjuring.
Yeah.
Me, I thought it was just as good as Insidious Part 1, but not better than Part 1 or better than The Conjuring.
Why?
Because, honestly, like, again, like I said, I have to agree with Brandon. In the second one, and I really don't want to give away too much.
Earmuffs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
earmuffs. It kind of gives away the woman in black, I guess you can call her.
Well, I think they had to do that. I mean, it couldn't be like kept a
It wasn't
mystery.
as again, it wasn't as creepy as the first one because again, it was telling more of the story. So I mean, obviously, it wasn't as creepy as the first one, but I mean, still good. And I mean, you can't like The Conjuring, freaking was amazing.
Well, I think that the reason why
I know why you liked it because it had like it was not
it was
non-linear.
And it showed why certain things happened in the first movie. It really tied the two movies together. But I mean, the whole thing about the Bride in Black, I feel like they had to do that. If they didn't, I think it would have made the movie not as good as it was. I mean, you have.
Yeah, see, I mean, you think it would have made it? If me personally, I feel like it wouldn't have made a difference either way. To me, I think sometimes less is more.
Yeah, I mean, Lee Wannell's a good writer. He wrote Saw. He wrote the first Insidious.
Okay. You didn't even know who he was until I told you he was from Saw.
No, I know who. I didn't know who. I knew he was in the movie. I didn't know who he was in the movie. I knew he wrote the first one. I knew he wrote the second one. I just didn't know the face, and I found out who it was. But yeah, he's proven that he can write a good horror script. But I think that. I mean, he can write a horror script really good, and I think that was necessary to have that in there. If not, you would have not known about it.
Well, I'm not like saying either way. I mean, just saying it's still a good movie, but compared to the first one and The Conjuring,
I tried to watch the first Insidious on Netflix, but they, of course, took it off.
Did they?
yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly,
I thought they just put that on there.
I can guarantee they probably took it off because the new one was coming out. Like, people are gonna want to watch it. Let's take it off.
That's funny because usually they do when a movie comes out.
Oh yeah, they do the
The
opposite.
sequel, they do the opposite. That's weird. Well, fuck you, Netflix.
They've been dropping the ball.
You know,
They have. They really have.
It was a good movie. I will say that, but like
It was a great movie.
It was a great movie, but I swear, I get a kick at some of the reactions from the people in the auditorium.
It's funny because everyone. I mean, I went 2 nights in a row, and the same thing every freaking time. They clap, and at the same parts too. Like when he throws a tea kettle and it hits her in the head, everyone started clapping. And when he called her a bitch, everyone started clapping. I'm like, are you serious?
Well, I just find it funny because I mean, when I saw it, I was sitting next to a guy who was a lot older than me with his wife or girlfriend somewhere. Like I don't know what they were, but they were a couple. And I almost wanted to like seriously like go like whisper to him because like I can't remember what scene of the movie it was where he was like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." I literally wanted to whisper over like, "Dude, don't be a little bitch."
To him or to the girl?
To him.
Oh.
I mean, the girl was actually being quiet. Like the guy was like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
I think it's
And I was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me."
I think it's funny when a guy gets genuinely scared from a scary movie, and they're like,
Like his girl like had more balls than he did.
yeah. Well, you know who wears the pants in that relationship, apparently. But like, there was a scene where the little girl turned her head. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And people screamed when she turned her head. I'm like, are you serious? All she did was turn her head, and everyone started screaming. But
Well, I remember that scene too because at first I was like, "Okay, like is her head gonna go all
That's
the
what I
way
thought,
like
too.
The Exorcist?" Or and then it wasn't. I was like, "Oh, okay, thank God."
I thought that's what it was gonna do.
And it looked like it was gonna do because they did it in a way to where, like, "Oh
Yeah.
shit."
They dramatized it a little bit, but
Definitely a good movie.
they know their shit.
Yes.
Lee Wannell, James.
Obviously,
Wan.
they know their shit because moving right along to the news, there's already talks, and it's gonna happen. Insidious 3, it's coming.
Duh.
It makes money,
Exactly. I mean, we're gonna see a Conjuring sequel. If a movie does successful, you're gonna see a sequel.
I don't know about this one. I mean, as good as the first two were, I mean, and we talked about this a couple days ago, I believe. Sometimes you gotta quit while you're ahead. I mean, look how bad after Saw came out, how many they did, and how horrible they got with each one.
I feel like the reason why that happened though is because the screenwriter and James Wan, after the first one, they stopped, and they had other people take over. If they would have stuck with those two, then it might have been different. I mean, the first one's still the best one in my opinion. I mean, I actually stopped watching after like the third one, and now what are they at now? Like 8 or 9? But I don't know. I still have faith in Insidious 3.
Well, from what your next segment here, I mean,
I still have faith in it.
you just said like how badly Saw did without James Wan.
Yeah, and the screenwriter, but Insidious 3. All right, we're just gonna go ahead and get into the next.
Yeah, you might as well.
Okay, well, James Wan, who was the director of the first Insidious, Insidious 2, and The Conjuring, is saying he's done with horror films. He's been doing it since 2004 with his writing partner Leigh Whannell, who also wrote the Insidious screenplay and Insidious 2 screenplay. They did Saw together, and that was a very different type of story, and it was really successful. And then they ruined it with Saw 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
45th.
Yeah.
And so on.
And then after that, he did a film I never saw called Dead Silence. And then
Oh, yeah, I forgot he did that one.
yeah, and then he did
I remember the poster.
a thriller called Death Sentence, which starred Kevin Bacon. And I didn't see either one of those.
I've heard about that one, but I did not see that one.
It didn't get much attention, but he did Insidious in 2010, did The Conjuring, and Insidious 2 this year. But he's saying that I'm going to go on record and say I'm finished with the horror genre. Conjuring and Insidious 2 are my last two scary movies. And I could see why. He's been doing it for 10 years of horror films, and it's kind of saddening because I think I feel like that's his best genre. But he's talks that he's gonna be doing Fast and Furious 7. He wants to explore new frontiers. But the reason why I think Insidious 3 will still be good is because they still have the writer. I mean,
That's confirmed already?
yes, he's already confirmed he's gonna write the third script. But I mean, directors does definitely have a huge influence on the movie, but not as much as the screenwriter, I think. So I still have faith in Insidious 3.
I feel like they should just quit while they're ahead, regardless.
We'll see how this one does, but I'm sure this could be the last one, especially I think because of James Wan not coming back for this one. Depending on how it does, and I'm expecting it to do just as well as this one, but
How many people do you think out there just go see a movie because of the title, or how many people do you think actually go there because they're like, oh, I know the director.
I don't. especially with James Wan.
Well, I mean,
he's
I will
not-
say this. I mean, me personally, I feel like the movie's not going to be as good as the first two. I feel like it'll do all right regardless, because it is a horror film and people love horror movies regardless of how bad they are.
But it's the fact that it's insidious, I think, because the first two they were totally different. They had never been done that way before, and I think the fact that the first two have been so successful that the third one will be as well. But I don't know if they'll do any more after the third one. But no James Wan. But like I said, it doesn't have a huge influence. It has a little bit, but at least they got one half of the.
Well, it makes
tag
me
team.
wonder how much Fast and Furious he's going to be doing, because our next segment has a familiar face in one of the films, Tokyo Drift, coming back for 3 more Fast and Furious films. Lucas Black is going to be returning to play his Sean Boswell character in Fast and Furious 7, 8, and 9.
This made me angry to know he's coming back.
Really? Why?
No one, I'm a huge fan of the Fast and Furious series, and I never really watched Tokyo Drift until later on. And it's like, okay, you have to watch at least once to. That's where like Han comes from,
Mm-hmm.
and Vin Diesel of course shows up at the end. But other than that, man, the movie was kind of bad. I thought.
I'm really sick of the whole franchise.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, this is so bad because, 9 movies of Fast and Furious, and honestly, I don't think it's going to stop at 9. I mean, this is probably, besides the Bond franchise, the second longest franchise there is, and that's, like, it kind of sickens me a little bit.
Well, I don't know where it became so successful. Like, it wasn't as successful when they first came out, but somewhere along the way they just became.
It's fast cars, man. It's fast
I
cars.
guess.
So does that mean that Paul Walker's not going to be there? Because he basically replaced Paul Walker in a way for Tokyo Drift.
Yeah. See, I don't even know. I'm not even.
Well, apparently,
Like the white dude.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure about 8 and 9, but for Fast and Furious 7, it's also going to be starring Vin Diesel, Dwayne Johnson, Paul Walker, Jason Statham, Tyrese Gibson, Tony Jaa, Kurt Russell, Damien Hosso, and Nathalie Emmanuel. So
See,
big cast. It's pretty much like the entire cast of every freaking Fast and Furious movie together.
I don't know. I'm really. I can't. I could express my anger on this one for about an hour.
Yeah, let's not, because then this would be like the longest podcast we've ever had.
Yeah, one segment, 1 hour, but. I
But
don't
for those
know.
of you who are a big fan of Fast and Furious, Fast and Furious 7
I'm
is
sure
going to be
they're
hitting
stoked.
theaters July 11th, 2014, so mark your calendars.
Already marked.
Good. And now to one of my favorite segments, the unscripted scenes from films. I have 2 that you've actually just recently watched not long ago. The first one is from Being John Malkovich.
Good movie.
Spike Jonze was the director of that film. Shortly after John Malkovich meets John Cusack's character on the side of the road, he wanders off mad. As he does, a car passes by with a man leaning out the window. The man throws a can, hitting Malkovich square in the back of the head while yelling, "Hey Malkovich, think fast!" causing the Oscar-nominated actor to scream out in legitimate pain. Neither the can throwing nor the reaction were scripted, but the drunken extra in the car felt the opportunity was too good to pass up. Jones thought the scene added to the character's frustration and left it in. Instead of being fired, the extra was added to the final cut of the film and given a raise.
Well, damn. That's probably.
I've never heard of an extra who did something that he wasn't scripted to do,
Yeah.
and then
Got a raise.
get a raise for it.
Yeah, that's
Like, it makes me, think, honestly, if I ever have the opportunity to be an extra, I probably would get fired because I would not do what I'm supposed to do in hopes that maybe I can get a raise and they keep what I do in the film.
Yeah, you'll just get fired and you'll get dragged off the set.
So he was drunk too? Is that
Yeah,
what-
he was drunk.
So
Wow.
He was drunk, threw a can, didn't get fired, promotion,
Got a raise.
raise.
Wow.
Made the scene better.
It just proves drinking alcohol could get you somewhere.
Yes.
So that's crazy.
All lies that people say to us.
It's a really good movie.
The second film, The Usual Suspects. Another good film. directed by Bryan Singer. Christopher McQuarrie wrote only one line for this scene. Give me the keys, you fucking cocksucker. It was up to the individual actors to deliver it however they wanted. McQuarrie actually plays the cop speaking with the suspects, and both his line to Fred Fenster, which is played by Benicio del Toro,
Yeah.
in English, please, and Del Toro's reaction was unscripted. According to interviews on the DVD, the laughing during Del Toro's delivery was due to his constant farting while filming
Oh,
Boys Will Be Boys.
yeah, I heard that. I heard about that.
So, yeah, his bad gas made that scene, I guess, you can say.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a serious take, and he ruined it.
Farting and drinking gets you all the way, I guess.
Yeah.
It makes me want to,
and
like,
drinking.
I want to, like, watch that movie. I don't have it on DVD. I should get it and just watch the commentary and see if they say anything about that scene. Like, oh, Benicio had some bad Mexican food and just would not stop farting. It stunk so bad.
Could have been like Thai food or
It
Indian.
was, God, that probably would have been even worse.
I still don't know where you find these things.
Again, do we have to do this every week?
We're gonna have to.
Do we have to do it every week? I know a guy who knows a guy who has a website who owns a
Who owns a guy?
guy that knows a
he's
guy.
slave owner.
Yes.
Oh my God. You get your stuff from a slave owner?
No, the slave owner knows a guy
Oh.
that knows.
That he owns slaves. But he won't tell anybody because he has info.
Yes.
Oh,
And that slave is Django.
You have to go through a lot of trouble.
But on that note, we're going to take a little break and when we come back, some cinema fun facts, so don't go away.
all that for a movie.
And we are back.
And it's time for weekly cinema fun facts.
Woo!
There you go. I liked his better.
Oh, you know what?
I thought you were gonna say fun farts, but
Fun farts.
that works too.
All right. Actress Michelle Pfeiffer was the first choice to play Clarice Starling in the Oscar-winning film Silence of the Lambs. She turned down the role because she found it too scary. Jodie Foster won an Oscar.
Hello, Chris.
Oh my God.
It's good to see you again.
Oh my God. We got Anthony Hopkins over here. She turned down a role.
I bet she regrets that one.
Yeah, she could have won an Oscar
It's
for it.
I love hearing like these roles that actors turn down that they regret later on because
Oh, yeah.
Billy Crystal
Turned down to.
turned down Woody
Yeah.
and regrets it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he eventually got to play
Mike Wazowski.
Mike from Monsters Inc.
I mean, just because Jodie Foster won an Oscar for it, though, doesn't mean she
You
wouldn't
would've won.
necessarily won it. But
So
I
you're
mean-
basically saying that she sucks.
No, I'm not saying that, but she turned down the chance to play an Oscar-winning character. That's gotta suck. That's gotta hurt. Speaking of Jodie Foster, she was George Lucas's second choice for the part of Princess Leia.
I cannot see that.
I can't see it either. I just picture her southern accent from Silence of the Lambs with Princess Leia. I just can't see that one either. In Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, in order to get an actual reaction, the small kissing scene between Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth Swann was cut out of Orlando Bloom's script.
Mm.
Kind of weird. But they do that a lot, trying to get a natural reaction.
What
the deuce? Which one was that? Dead Man's Chest. Was that the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I stopped. I didn't even see that movie, so I don't
It's
even
been a while since I've seen that movie, so I had to kind of like
remember.
get back into
Angry,
get back into
Happy.
I can't remember.
I had to actually process it for a minute and like remember that scene because it's been a while since I've seen that movie.
I don't even know the scene. And finally, all the clocks in Pulp Fiction are stuck on 420. I never knew that, and it's one of my favorite movies.
This is some good shit.
I never noticed that, and I mean, I guess
Where were there? I'm trying to remember.
Exactly,
Like
that's
every
what
scene, I'm gonna
where's the
I'm gonna
clock?
watch that movie like clock.
I think there's one
Clock.
in the restaurant that Uma Thurman and John Travolta go to. That Jack
Don't be a
Rabbit one.
square, daddy-o.
Yeah, I think there's one in there because that was the picture that they showed when I looked
See,
that up.
now I'm trying to remember because all I remember that whole scene was the like when they walked in that giant racetrack
Yeah.
that looked fucking awesome.
I wish that was an actual restaurant.
Yeah, that looked like a cool restaurant.
I think since then they've started to make them, but not like that. But I thought that was an actual like restaurant, but it was totally fictional. But that is this week's cinema facts.
Yay!
Yeah, kind of crazy. All right, well let's get into TV news. I think it's the only bit of TV news we have on this this week's show, but it's actually pretty big because it's about The Walking Dead. They are actually planning, AMC greenlit a Walking Dead spin-off series, which is was really unexpected because we didn't hear anything about this leading up to it, but it's on track to premiere in 2015. An untitled companion series. It's set in the same zombie-infested world as the popular show, but will focus on an all-new cast unrelated to Rick Grimes' survivors. So,
They might as well just call it AMC's The Walking Dead spinoff.
yeah, that's what they should. They're gonna. Well, seriously, they're coming up with some lazy titles like 22 Jump Street. We're just gonna call it The Walking Dead spinoff. But
Well, there's a lot of spinoffs that are happening.
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, you have that. You told me they are doing Breaking Bad
yeah.
spinoff. They're doing a Dexter spinoff.
Yeah. But the writer Robert Kirkman, who created The Walking Dead, he was asked about it, and he said, after 10 years of writing the comic book series and being so close to the debut of our fourth, and in my opinion, the best season of the TV series, I couldn't be more thrilled about getting the chance to create a new corner of The Walking Dead universe, the opportunity to make a show that isn't tethered by the events of the comic book and is truly a blank page, has set my creativity racing. The new series, along with recently announced Breaking Bad spinoff Better Call Saul, will kind of, add to their lineup, because they're losing a lot of shows. Breaking Bad's got 2 more weeks. They just
So
can't.
is your hair, apparently.
Yeah. Oh God. We got 2 more weeks to see. They apparently just whacked a show called The Killing. Apparently that got. I never even heard of it, but it's getting canceled.
Whacked.
Next year, Mad Men is going to be ending, so they got to get some new shows going, and they got 2 spinoffs. So, and I'm assuming that the reason why they're doing this Walking Dead spinoff at some point.
They're gonna have to stop with the ones they have now and branch off to a different one if they wanted to keep The Walking Dead going one way or another.
I feel like at some point though, the Walking Dead, the original Walking Dead and the spinoff, I feel like they're gonna cross over. Like the characters from each show are gonna
That'd be cool.
I don't know, but that's gonna be pretty huge. The Walking Dead spinoff. I'm kind of curious to see, what characters who they're gonna get. I mean, they have
Daryl.
Well, he's already in the show.
Yeah, I know, but if they
He
get
needs his own show, though.
Yeah, that would be
because
sick.
he's badass. Because technically, that character's not in comics. That was a created character, and everyone loves him. He's a badass.
Well, there's
clearly
the Walking Dead video game.
on my
Wearing a
shirt.
yeah.
It's on my shirt.
The game that you have, the Walking Dead game, that was all new characters. I don't know if they would maybe do a little based off the game a little bit, but Robert Kirkman, who I'm sure he's going to want to have to create his own characters, but I mean, you have options because they did that in the video game, so
Well, it makes me curious, who they're gonna cast. They need to get some big stars in there. Maybe finally put Thomas Jane in there, because he was supposed to originally have the role for Rick Grimes.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's going to be big for AMC.
The actress that plays Maggie, right?
Yeah.
Her name? She's in Maxim this month.
Is she?
Not bad.
Oh man.
Ooh la la,
Yep.
Yeah, she's actually pretty hot. I'm not gonna lie.
ooh la la.
There was actually side note. I can't remember who she plays in the show, and I think she played Rick's wife. I can't remember her.
Oh,
I can't-
the girl from Prison Break. I know what you're talking about.
she just got added to the cast of Dumb and Dumber 2, I believe.
You're thinking of a different girl.
There's-
It's not Rick's wife. It's the one that just died in the last season.
What the hell's her name?
Andrea.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There's a couple people
she's
from
in Dumb
Walking-
and Dumber.
There's
the
a,
new
cou-
Dumb and Dumber.
there's a couple people from Walking Dead I think that got added to the cast, but I don't know. I'm pretty excited about this spinoff here. But let's get back into movie news. Leonardo DiCaprio. He's done a lot of biopics in the past. He's played J. Edgar Hoover, which didn't do so well. Sorry, Clint Eastwood. He played Frank Abagnale Jr., Howard Hughes, and he'll be playing Jordan Belfort this November in Martin Scorsese's adaptation of The Wolf of Wall Street. And that was the weirdest scene of the entire trailer. But the Hollywood Reporter has learned that the actor is now set to both star in and produce Wilson, a biopic about President Woodrow Wilson.
Not the volleyball from.
Not the volleyball.
Wilson.
Yeah, not the volleyball from Castaway. Based on the book of the same name written by A. Scott Berg, which actually just hit stores last week. The film will look to give audiences an intimate portrait of Wilson as he helped bring our nation through World War I and come out the other side. The Hollywood Reporter notes that the source material offers a heroic, larger-than-life picture of the former president and makes large emphasis on achievements like his creation of the Federal Reserve and his work to create the Treaty of Versailles, while downplaying his poor civil rights record. There is some suggestion in the trade article that the movie will just focus on one of the important events in Wilson's life, and says that the film will most likely be about his efforts to get America to support the League of Nations. So, another biopic for Leonardo DiCaprio. He's going to be not only starring it, like I said, he's going to be producing it with his production company, Appian Way. So, he's been getting a lot of work right now. I think it's about goddamn time he wins an Oscar. Cause it's
he is due.
Long deserved. I mean, there's a lot of movies that he could have won for.
Gilbert.
Yeah, that was a lot of movies that.
Say thank you, Gilbert. Say thank you.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's been snubbed
Yeah,
way
a
too
lot.
many times.
But I don't know. That's playing President Wilson. First, he played J. Edgar Hoover, who was the FBI. I didn't need
Head
to watch.
honcho.
That was just a weird movie. I think That was probably one of Clint Eastwood's. I wouldn't say worst movies, but I mean,
That he directed.
definitely not one of his best.
Yeah.
And the makeup on him just looked really weird. But hopefully this one's a little bit different, playing a president. So.
Well, we'll find out.
But let's talk about your favorite movie, Brian. Let's talk about Avatar.
Yes, let's talk about it.
Because believe it or not, they actually just announced who their villain's going to be in the second movie. And it's,
Oh yeah, I
It's
heard.
official too.
yeah.
I read about it.
I know you're talking. Like when I first saw this, it was rumored, but now
Actually-
it's.
Well, actually, I don't.
It may still be up in the air. Last I
think
read.
it's still up in the air, but it sounds like it's more likely going to happen. According to sources close to Latino Review, Arnold Schwarzenegger will play a bad guy human general who will cause trouble for Jake Sully and Princess Neytiri and the rest of the Na'vi in the first Avatar sequel set to release in 2016. Director James Cameron had previously told MTV News that the sequel will continue the story directly on from the first movie, hinting that those nasty humans didn't go away forever.
Why is he talking to MTV about this?
I don't know. I don't know. MTV News talking to James Cameron.
I'm talking to Sway.
If the rumor proves to be true, it'll be the fourth collaboration between Schwarzenegger and Cameron following Terminator, Terminator 2, Judgment Day, and True Lies. So, he's worked with them before, obviously. So I guess he knows what he's going to get, but
Oh, it would be a buck.
it's going to be weird. Avatar. The 3 Avatar sequels are set to film simultaneously and then release one year after another, starting in winter of 2016. So, kind of weird. We got our Avatar 2 villain, it sounds like.
So we're gonna see the old Terminator playing a bad guy versus Sam Worthington, who plays the main Avatar,
Yeah.
who was also in the latest Terminator.
Yeah. Kind of weird.
Very weird.
Which was also, well, not that one, but, Terminator directed by James Cameron as well. So there's a lot of Terminator nonsense going on.
There is a lot of maybe they should just have the Terminator be an Avatar. Maybe that's what he'll be. He should just come back as the Terminator in Avatar.
Come with me if you want to live, blue thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. He would probably. That's something James Cameron would probably think about too. Let's tie in Terminator into Avatar. Let's cross that over,
I see you.
and then maybe we can have Titanic tied in somewhere. Because he said it's going to be underwater, so maybe
The heart of the ocean.
Yeah, there you go. He's
Oh, there's the heart of the ocean.
he's
We
tying
found
in
it.
all of his films together.
We
in
found
Avatar,
it.
So. I
And
don't
there's
know.
Leo dead.
She could have scooted over.
She could have.
That
I mean-
bitch.
Have you guys ever saw that picture that was on Facebook
Oh,
and whatnot long
After
ago?
global warming. Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
not after. It had basically that piece of wood that she was on, and then below it was like almost the exact same thing with like 2 people able to like with different pictures of laying on it, sitting on it, like everything. Like you could have been on there, Leo, but you gave up after what?
One try.
One try.
Yeah,
You killed yourself, pal. You killed yourself.
he really did. He fucked himself over.
He did.
I thought you were talking about the picture where it showed. It had a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio in the ocean. It says years after global warming, he's alive and he's looking for Rose. And yeah,
Oh
you saw the
no,
picture, yeah.
no. We're gonna talk about Star Wars right now. Apparently, J.J. Abrams is unhappy about the locations in London, to the point where Bad Robot is going to be upgrading some LA facilities for Star Wars.
Go
ahead
ahead
and
and quickly do the bad robot thing.
Bad Robot.
I used to do that shit all the time. Yeah.
But yeah, they're apparently Abrams was not happy with the facilities in London, so now they're like upgrading the LA facilities for Star Wars.
So they're not shooting in London now? Maybe it's split filming. Maybe they didn't like.
Well, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Abrams' production company Bad Robot will be upgrading its LA facilities to accommodate at least some work on the film. So they're going to be doing some work in LA and in London.
Because they filmed Into Darkness, some scenes. for that movie.
Yeah.
In LA.
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Star Trek. I told you that.
Yeah.
At least some work on the film, including shooting and post-production. The upgrades are set to include a green room, sound studios, and other new facilities. So,
I kind of figured they would do that. I didn't think they would do the full filming in London, because I mean, you got a lot of tools that you can use out in Los Angeles. I mean, that's the movie capital of the world.
it's on the way. It's going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
In a galaxy far, far away.
Speaking of J.J. Abrams, of course, helming Episode 7, a lot of people were, debating whether he was going to come back for Star Trek 3. And the production schedules they overlap each other. So that was a big problem. But, we heard, like, Zachary Quinto saying, oh, yeah, he's coming back to do Star Trek 3. But I don't know how that would have been possible, so I don't know what he was thinking. But J.J. Abrams came out and finally admitted to Collider that he will not be directing Star Trek 3. He said it's a little bittersweet, but I will say that I'm going to be producing the movie. Whomever it is that directs the film will be someone we all know is going to keep the cast and crew in good hands. I feel very lucky to have been part of it, and it definitely feels like the right time to let someone come in and do their own thing. I certainly don't want someone to come in and try and do what I would have done. We want to hire someone who's going to come in and bring their own sensibility. I'm very excited to see what comes next, despite feeling jealous of whomever that person is. I feel like I feel like they should be jealous of J.J. Abrams for directing Star Wars.
Too.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like J.J. Abrams got the best out of this deal.
Oh, yeah, he did. I actually just found out a cool little Easter egg about Star Trek not long ago that actually ties in with Star Wars.
The second one?
Both.
Both of them. What?
That R2-D2.
Oh, that was in the first one. And was he in the second one too?
Yeah.
See, I rewatched the first one last night because I haven't seen the second one.
I can't remember what scene it is in the second one. I have to
It was during an asteroid battle, I think.
Well, that was the first one.
Oh, you don't. So why is he in a Star Trek movie?
I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know, but this is not the first couple movies where I've heard that R2-D2
was
made
in the movie.
where
Easter
he had where there was an Easter egg.
What was the other one?
There was another Raiders of the Lost Ark he was in.
What? That doesn't make any goddamn sense.
He's a hard-working robot, man.
He is.
He is, man. He's everywhere. But
There was a list. I have to see if I could find it again.
I wonder if he's gonna have some sort of Star Trek Easter egg in Star Wars.
Very well could. These Easter eggs, man, they're a trip.
They really are, but this was the whole Benedict Cumberbatch thing about Star Wars Episode 7. He kind of gave something away. I mean, it's been speculated that Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher were going to come back, but it wasn't confirmed. But it sounded like he kind of confirmed it because they asked him if he was going to be in the Star Wars Episode 7 movie, and I told you that they haven't made an offer yet.
Yeah.
But he kind of made it sound like that he's in talks. But he sounded like he kind of fucked over J.J. Abrams saying that it sounds like it's already confirmed. I mean, people were worried that they weren't going to come back, but it sounds like for sure that they are. So
Come back.
people are kind of leaking some spoilers here and there, but
Well, I mean, honestly, it's not the first time freaking George Lucas opened his big mouth from the get-go of the whole thing that he wasn't supposed to. But, I mean...
And that's why he's not a part of it now.
Yeah.
But, I don't
He's too
know.
busy counting his millions and billions of dollars.
Yeah,
Of what he has left.
yeah.
If it wasn't for this THX, who knows where he'd be right now.
He'd be making Howard the Duck sequels.
Howard
The Duck. That was on TV the other day.
I have it on DVD.
All right. Speaking of Star Wars, this is the last Star Wars here. We've heard a lot about the Star Wars spin-off movies that will be coming. We've heard possibly a Yodo.
A Yodo.
Brand new character.
Yodo
Yodo.
the cousin of Yoda.
Yodo.
Sounds like Yoda.
no harm.
We've heard about a Yoda spin-off, Boba Fett spin-off, and a Han Solo spin-off, but Variety was present for a Disney presentation at the Bank of America Merrill Lynch Media Communication and Entertainment Conference. God, that's a long name for a conference in Beverly Hills. And while Rasselo was speaking, he notably referred to at least one of the projects that Kasdan and Kinberg are working on as an origin story. While the trade reporting from the event doesn't have a full quote from the CFO, he evidently said it while discussing that the new Star Wars movies will be coming out every year starting in 2015, with trilogy films alternating with the side stories. There was a possibility that Rasulo didn't specifically mean origin stories, using the phrase to just differentiate the films from those in the trilogies, but it's still kind of interesting that people are going to say origin stories. Like, I don't know why else they would say origin stories unless they didn't mean it, but
Because it sounds cool.
we just want to, we like that vernacular. But according to Bleeding Cool, there's a strong possibility that the first spin-off film could center on a young Han Solo. And apparently for months now, they've been looking for someone who could play a young Han Solo. I've been hearing Bradley Cooper as a potential candidate to play a young
That'd be
Han Solo.
interesting to see.
But origin stories, obviously, that's what I expected, not like some, like, how, where they came from. But, like, kind of what they did with the Wolverine.
Yeah, where you come from.
And I thought that was one of the best X-Men movies, actually, was the origin, but...
I wouldn't mind seeing a lot of these origin stories, because I really do want to see where the fuck Yoda did come from.
I know, because he just...
He came out of nowhere.
He was just
appeared.
there, just hanging out.
Yeah, he was just there.
I'm here collecting a check.
Oh my god. But yeah, kind of, the spin-offs could be origin stories, so maybe starting with Han Solo.
So would every single one be a different origin story, or would it just kind of continue with the first one?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. I wish I
See, this would
knew.
almost sound like something they would want to do on television.
Maybe.
Like the Clone War cartoon?
Yeah, but better.
Yeah, way better.
Moving right along to some Batman news. Batman.
You gonna put the song in there again?
No, just once. It was less than a month ago. Hard to believe it's already been a month. That Warner Brothers set social media on fire with word that Ben Affleck has signed on to play Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, in Zack Snyder's still untitled Superman Batman follow-up to Man of Steel. Today, Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Teixeira said via Variety that Affleck is the perfect choice and revealed that The Dark Knight will have been around for some time when the film begins. He went on by quoting, "He will be tired and weary and seasoned and be doing it for a while. We think it's going to be huge."
He'll be doing it for a while?
Yeah, he'll be doing it for a while.
That's why he's so tired.
And
Apparently, he's
season-
going to be a veteran already. Like he's
Yeah,
basically kind of picking off the Christian Bale,
a little bit.
maybe? Because
Kinda.
he'd been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
So gray hair and everything.
Well,
It makes me wonder if he's going to do his voice, if that's the case.
I don't know. That's what
they?
that's what I've been thinking.
He must have friends.
Where are the drugs?
I've been hearing about that for a while, that they were going to kind of reinvent the character, and he was going to be playing a totally different version of Bruce Wayne than Christian Bale did, so... A tired, weary Batman.
Yeah, well, the new film is being scripted by David S. Goyer from a story he co-created with Zack Snyder. Charles Roven and Deborah Snyder are producing with Benjamin Milniker.
Deborah Snyder. I wonder if that's got to be Zack Snyder's wife.
Probably.
Wow.
Probably.
Getting the lady on it. All right.
Probably.
Wow.
Michael E. Olson and Wesley Kohler serving as executive producers. It is scheduled to hit theaters on July 17th, 2015.
Yeah, I wonder what voice I wonder what he's gonna do to disguise the voice. Like, I don't know. I mean,
He could just do like what Superman does, not even disguise his voice.
yeah, that was the best part of our dad was busting up at the end where he disguises and all he has to disguise himself with is
Frames,
glasses.
yeah,
like I'm wearing.
Like yours.
Yeah, that's.
See, you should try that. Go out into the world, be a superhero.
And then just disguise myself by wearing Ray-Bans.
Yeah.
Yeah. People would not recognize me at all just by putting on these.
We should do that.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
What happened? Where do you?
Oh my god.
I take them off. Who the fuck are you? And just put them back on.
there he
Oh!
is.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
If
But
he's
you
an
keep-
older Batman, hopefully he does a. Speaking of spin-offs.
Spin-offs.
Spin-offs. That's French, everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Spin-offs.
Spin-offs. If he's an older Batman, that should lead into Batman Beyond, which I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. There's a.
Yeah.
He's like the older Batman.
Yeah.
And he gets the new, younger.
Yeah, passes it down.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if that was a spin-off.
Yeah, I don't know how far they're going to go with it. Because, I mean, Chris Nolan did 3 and
Something tells me by the time I die, I'll at least see at least another 4 or 5 Batmans.
I heard about, because I remember when after The Dark Knight Rises came out and they had the whole thing with Joseph Gordon-Levitt at the end with Robin, I heard that they're still planning to do something like a Nightwing movie with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. So I don't know where it's just crazy where they're going with it. Like 2 separate Batman universes. I don't know. It's crazy right now with Batman.
Yeah, that's
It's a
like
weird era.
It's a total mind fuck.
It's just it's weird right now.
Total mind fuck.
I'd be happy with Batman Beyond.
I would too.
I definitely want to see it. I mean, it's definitely strikes my curiosity.
It was funny when we went to go see Insidious. The Runner trailer came
Oh
out.
yeah.
Hey, you want me to do it again?
And Brian looked at me.
No. You looked at me and I was
We
already
looked
staring.
at each other.
You were already like I was looking at you already. You turned and saw me, and I was just like, uh-huh.
I don't think he's overacting.
He, at times he does.
But you don't know the whole scene though. I mean, with the context.
I don't need to. I don't need to know the whole scene, the whole context to tell like he's overacting in that scene.
I don't know why you question his acting ability.
I
so
do
much.
question like if you seriously if you watch more of his movies before he actually started directing, you will understand.
Okay, but that's before he started directing.
He still does it.
It's a new Ben Affleck
He's-
now.
Well, yeah, he's a new Ben Affleck now that he's a
older,
director.
seasoned.
He's an older seasoned, yeah, but he still has moments, and that was a moment.
I don't know. I think he's gonna. I mean, obviously, I still want to see Christian Bale. And
Well, yeah, I do too.
and I
but,
still, like-
I'm not saying he's a bad pick to play Bruce Wayne, but like,
wasn't the first choice.
yeah, definitely would not have been my first choice. But he, like I said, he has his moments where
Hell,
he overacts.
He's still not my second choice. I would like to see Josh Brolin.
Well, yeah, I would have loved to see Josh Brolin, but I mean,
I'm fine with who they picked. It's just I think he's gonna do fine.
I think he'll be okay. I think he's gonna do fine, but he like I said, he tends sometimes to overact, and that clip from his new movie Runner shows it. He doesn't do it all the time, just certain parts here and there. And like if you watch a lot of his movies, pretty much any movie I can point it out anytime where he tends to overact.
Well, Bruce Wayne's not really over dramatic as a character, anyways. Batman, I mean, we all know how crazy he can get, apparently.
Yeah, it's just
But
it's not the Batman part. It's the Bruce Wayne part that he needs to really focus on. And yeah, he doesn't tend to get over dramatic. So I think it's gonna be. I mean, everyone's worrying right now, but it should be fine.
there's that part in Runner where he's wearing like a suit. You know, you're just kind of hanging out. And he kind of looks like Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Bruce
that's
Wayne right
basically
there.
all you need.
So I don't know.
He
We're gonna
just-
continue to talk about this until it comes out.
He just needs to stay cool and sly. Don't overact. Don't overthink it.
Just act tired and weary
Exactly.
and seasoned. All right. Well, talking about Batman vs Superman, Vic actually posted something that really grinded my gears.
On our new
because
Twitter page.
on our new
Yes, we have a
Twitter
Twitter
page.
page.
Follow us at Movie Talk Radio.
Had to do,
Official.
yeah. As soon as you guys did that, I had to freaking cave in and start my own Twitter
Yeah,
page.
Brian's
Every
on
time
Twitter
I try
now.
to tag you, it's like some little Asian boy pops up.
Really?
Asian
yeah.
boy?
Yeah, it's weird.
What? I'm gonna have to check.
I'm
that
gonna have to
out.
check this out too.
Which is kind of weird, yeah.
It's my alias. I am really Asian.
That was a terrible Asian impersonation.
No, you fuck off.
There you go. That's better. Yeah.
You can only have 2 egg rolls, not 4.
Oh my god. All
Go
right.
on, tell your story.
All right. He posted a picture of.
My name's Short Round.
on
I was in Indiana Jones.
Do you want to go ahead and do the story?
No, I'm
in
done.
your Asian voice.
I'm done.
All right. And then.
And then.
All right. On our Twitter page, follow us at Movie Talk Radio. Vic posted a picture that
really made me mad.
Yeah, it made a lot of people mad. It went viral pretty quickly. Justin
I'm surprised.
Bieber-
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't taken this. Like, let's get another petition to the White
I
House.
wouldn't be surprised if they actually did, but Justin Bieber posted a picture on Instagram with himself with the Batman versus Superman script, and it looked legit. It had his name on the front, as they do with Hollywood scripts, to notify who it went to. And it got a lot of people pissed off, and a lot of people thought he was gonna be maybe playing Robin, in the new movie, and it really, and you and me said that if that happens, we won't go see it.
Well, yeah. We know it's a spoof because you said it was on funny.
Yeah, he said he tweeted off to do something funny or die. So
Yeah.
it was for funny or die. It was a sketch.
But yeah, I did say if that was actually true, like he was confirmed to be on this project. Not only would I not go see it, I would be completely done with it. I wouldn't even bring it. I wouldn't even mention it on our show.
And I don't know why I didn't think of this and why a lot of people didn't think of it. I'm sure the script's not even done yet. I'm sure. You know how many rewrites you have to go through to? I mean, I don't know
Well,
how long they've had this.
I'm sure they
planned.
have a rough draft or
Yeah,
something there,
yeah.
but I mean, yeah,
You have to go through and rewrite it, but I mean, it looks legit, and it pissed me off. And I was like, if he's in this,
Rabble, 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 rabble.
yeah, I was so pissed off when I saw that, and I'm happy to announce that it was just a Funny or Die sketch. He's not going to be in the
Thank
movie.
God, because if he is, that would have been the end for me.
Yeah, it would have been. I mean, a lot of people, it's already the end for them with Ben Affleck. And this would have just. I mean, that would have been a weird ass cast. Ben Affleck, Justin Bieber, Batman vs. Superman. And then it would have been like a D+ movie. It would have been.
That would have been horrible.
it would
It's
have
like,
been
who
like
else you gonna
Batman
get?
Forever.
You gonna get Fran Drescher to play Catwoman?
Oh, God.
Urkel.
Yeah, where the hell has he been?
I don't know.
He has a TV show on, was it Sci-Fi?
Does he
Called
really?
Total Blackout.
Has he still got the suspenders and glasses?
No.
Got any cheese?
Apparently he's a real person. Who knew?
Yeah, he's a real person.
Yeah, Jarrell White.
Jarrell White. Yeah, that's his name.
Jaleel. Jarrell? Is that what
Is
you
Yeah,
Jarrell?
Jarrell
See,
White.
We don't even know. He's not important.
It's Jarrell White.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jaleel.
I think it's Jaleel.
Jaleel
It's-
White.
No, because if you watch, what's that movie?
Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, Big Fat Liar with Frankie Muniz. It's
I think
That's how they pronounce
I think
it.
he's right.
watch it,
Jaleel.
watch it,
Jaleel. I think it might be. It's
watch
a black
it,
name.
watch it.
Oh.
It's a black name.
Watch
See,
it.
That's the race. It's the racism on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Why the fuck were we talking about Steve Urkel?
I don't know.
Okay, Justin Bieber's not gonna be in Batman vs Superman. Let's just close that. Right there.
Yes. Moving right along. This kind of struck some big news. J.K. Rowling is teaming up with Warner Brothers to have a spin-off version of the Harry Potter films with a book up for the Fantastic Beasts, which
What?
I guess was what?
That's not what it's called. It's
Fantastic Beasts
and Where to Find
Them,
Yeah.
which was a Hogwarts textbook
Mm-hmm.
in the film.
Yes, and I didn't. When I was told this, I didn't know that was actually already a book. It was written around the same time that the Harry Potter books came out. It was like in 2001.
That sounds like a different way to say where the wild things are.
Yeah, sort of.
And yeah, in a way, it kind of does remind me of that. But yeah, it's gonna be set worldwide community of witches and wizards where for 17 years, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them is neither a prequel nor a sequel to the Harry Potter series, but an extension of the wizard world. The laws and customs of the hidden magical society will be familiar to anyone who has read the Harry Potter books or seen the films, but Newitt's story will start in New York 70 years before Harry's gets underway. So it's
1920s in New York City.
yes.
So during Prohibition, kind of a different backdrop, but
Yes.
I've already been hearing Dumbledore is probably going to be in it, and
You gotta have Dobby.
maybe,
Oh,
Master presented me with the sock.
but
Trader Dobby.
she's writing the screenplay herself, which she didn't do.
Yeah, this is a new thing for her.
It's it's different. I mean, writing. I mean, she's a really
She's a damn good
yeah,
writer,
she's a
so
great
I have
writer.
I have no doubt that she's gonna write an awesome script.
But I mean, it's new for her. She's never wrote a screenplay before, so it's a little bit different than writing a novel. But I think she'll do a good job. I've been wondering why they haven't done. I was waiting for this to happen. I never knew that existed though.
Well, I didn't either. Like honestly, like ever since the Harry Potter franchise like ended, like I've seen all these other like things, like
Trying
the
to-
Percy Jackson.
I mean, that was a book too. So that
what was the other one? That the Mortal Instruments.
Yeah.
Like I've seen all these other movies where it's like they're trying to get like another like Harry Potter franchise like up in the air and like going, but it's like it seems like nothing's panned out so far.
The Percy Jackson was the first one. I didn't see the second one, but the first one was actually not that bad. It was. I'm pretty sure that was based off a book, a series of books actually. And
Well, I'm not
it had
saying
to do with mythology.
I'm not saying it's bad. Well, yeah, I know.
So it's kind of cool.
But it's not picked off like the way Harry Potter has.
Yeah, nothing will ever be
Like Harry Potter just boom.
That's going to be considered 50 years from now. Those are going to be considered classic movies. And like I had wondered, I was like, when are we going to see a Harry Potter spinoff? Because you know how successful it was.
There's
but
just a lot of spin-offs going on, not
There
only
were-
on television but on the big screen.
when are we not talking about spinoffs though? When
When are we
Hollywood
not talking
is.
about sequels or remakes? So that's just the point.
It's crazy how much or how we don't talk about original screenplays, like original stories.
Because there is none.
Exactly. It's all sequels, spin-offs.
If that was the case, we wouldn't have a show.
Yeah, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you for providing us with information. That's all we talk about. But I don't know. That's gonna be pretty huge. I think.
Oh yeah, it's going to be just as big as Harry Potter.
I mean, it was just one book, so I don't know if there's like
I'm sure there's going to be more
I'm sure
books
they'll
coming
find
out.
a way.
or they're gonna split it in half to where it's part 1, part 2, or something. What they
We'll,
did,
we'll cut it into 3s.
they did it with The Hobbit, so
Cut it into
I wouldn't be
threes.
surprised to make some money. But all right, final bit of news here. Kind of interesting news that we haven't talked about James Bond a whole lot, other than Sam Mendes, who said he's coming back to direct Bond 24 with Daniel Craig, which I was excited about. But they're already talking about beyond Daniel Craig. He's got 2 films left on his contract. They're already talking about replacements for Daniel Craig, and
So, in other words, after the second one, they're like, goodbye, Daniel Craig.
yeah, Bond 24, Bond 25.
So he will not, apparently he's not going to resign.
It doesn't sound like it, no, because MGM and Sony are the hunt's on for the replacement, and it seems like the guy that's at the top of the list right now is somebody I would not mind seeing as James
Well, yeah, when you
Bond.
told me this, I was like, okay, I could definitely see him playing James Bond.
And the guy I'm talking about is Tom Hardy, who played Bane. I mean, that says it all right there. I mean, I just got to say Bane. That's it. That was an iconic villain right there.
He
But
was a cool guy in Inception.
he was.
Any movie I've seen him in, he's good.
In Lawless, where he could not freaking die.
I heard about that.
He got his neck sliced and everything, didn't die.
Spoiler alert!
But he said, the Daily Star is reporting that with 2 movies left on Craig's contract, that MGM and Sony are looking at replacements. And although Craig is signed up for the next 2 Bond films, the search for his replacement is already on. Tom is right at the top of the wish list. He's been approached to gauge his interest and his keen. Hardy said earlier, I'd love to play Bond with Chris Nolan as director or something. It'd be awesome. I like that idea. Chris Nolan that was talked about when Sam Mendes said he wasn't going to come back. Chris Nolan was rumored to maybe be on the short list of directors who could take over for Sam Mendes. I'm assuming that after Bond 24 and 25, they're probably going to be looking for a new director, as they are with the new James Bond. Christopher Nolan and Tom Hardy in a Bond film.
Oh my
Holy
god, that'd
shit.
be a blockbuster hit.
Yeah,
Like that
would-
movie is going to make a shitload of money if that was the case.
That would give Skyfall a run for its money, I think, because
Oh, yeah.
that would be Christopher Nolan helming a Bond movie. That'd be crazy. But
You should do it.
I don't know. We'll see after Bond 24 and 25. But Tom Hardy, maybe the next Bond, which leads us into this week's actor profile. And it is, in fact, Tom Hardy. Tom was born on September 15th, 1977 in Hammersmith, London. His father, Edward, is a writer, and Anne, his mother, is an artist. He was brought up in East Sheen, London, and first studied at Reed School. His education continued at Tower House School, then at Richmond Drama School, and subsequently at the Drama Centre, London. After winning a modeling competition at age 21, he had a brief contract with the agency Models One. Tom spent his teens and early 20s battling delinquency, alcoholism, and drug addiction. After completing his work on Star Trek Nemesis in 2002, he sought treatment and has also admitted that his battles with addiction ended his 5-year marriage. Returning to work in 2003, Hardy was awarded the Evening Standard Most Promising Newcomer Award for his theater performances in the production of In Arabia, We'd All Be Kings, and Blood. In 2003, Tom also co-starred in the play The Modernists with Paul Popplewell, Jesse Spencer, and Orlando Wells. During the next 5 years, Hardy worked consistently in film, television, and theater, playing parts as varied as Robert Dudley in the BBC's The Virgin Queen, Bill Skies and Oliver Twist, and starring in The Man of Mode and the National Theatre. On the silver screen, he appeared in the crime thriller Layer Cake with Daniel Craig, kind of ironic there, Sofia Coppola's Marie Antoinette, and the romp scenes of a sexual nature. Recent works include the aforementioned breakthrough appearance in Inception alongside Leonardo DiCaprio, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Cillian Murphy, Tom Berenger, Ken Watanabe, Michael Caine, and Marion Cotillard, and Ellen Page. The movie was released in July 2010 and became one of the top 25 highest-grossing films of all time. Other films include Warrior, opposite Joel Edgerton, the story of 2 estranged brothers facing the fight of a lifetime from
That was
director
a good
Gavin
movie.
O'Connor, and This Means War in 2012, which wasn't as good. Directed by Mick G. and co-starring Reese Witherspoon and Chris Pine. Tom also starred in the heralded Cold War thriller Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy with Colin Firth, Gary Oldman, and Benedict Cumberbatch. Hardy rejoined Christopher Nolan for The Dark Knight Rises. He played the villain role of Bane opposite Christian Bale, Anne Hathaway, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and Gary Oldman. Hardy's menacing physique and his character's scrambled, hard-to-distinguish voice became a major discussion point of as the film was released. Hardy will next be seen as the iconic Mad Max in George Miller's reboot of his Mad Max franchise, Mad Max Fury Road, in 2014. And pretty impressive resume so far, and James Bond could add to that, so...
Oh, yeah, I like Tom Hardy. He's a good actor.
And like I said, I even mentioned Lawless in there, which... I mean, he's just been getting... I mean, I didn't even know that he was, battled drug addiction and all of that, ended a 5-year marriage, but he's really bounced back. And
So
A lot of actors do.
But he was in Bronson.
Bronson, I know.
Yeah, it was supposed
I remember
to
that.
be really, really good. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, but
He's a really good actor. He's proven that. I mean, working with Christopher Nolan, he's worked with him how many times? Twice now. So I like the idea of working with Christopher Nolan on a James Bond movie. That'd be crazy.
It just makes me wonder, though, like, if Christopher Nolan does a James Bond movie, is Michael Caine going to be in it?
I bet you.
Because Michael Caine's in every fucking Nolan movie.
Yeah.
It seems like.
He has.
Like, I swear to God.
He has his little group of collaborators.
Oh, I know, but, like, he literally is in every Nolan film.
Yeah, Prestige, Inception, Dark Knight,
like-
trilogy. He's gonna. Act
Tom
till
Hardy
he's dead.
was passed as James Bond, as Michael Caine
Yeah.
is now the new James Bond.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Get technical at old James Bond. I don't know, but I like where it's going right now.
yeah, that'd be amazing for sure.
Oh, definitely.
But it's just crazy
It's an
that
understatement.
another James Bond, of course. That's gonna be the longest fucking franchise of all time.
They're
Yeah,
supposed to have
there'll
that one
be,
guy.
like,
Well, are you talking about the black guy?
Yeah, the Idris Elba. He was
Yeah.
in, of course, Thor, Takers, Prometheus, Pacific Rim.
God, it's
what's with you in this black guy?
He was gonna
He
play
was
Bond.
He was supposed to. He was
I
in
know,
there for
I'm
a
just
while.
saying, like, what's with, like,
We're talking about Bond, so we're talking about Bond.
I think that. I mean, no racism.
I mean, honestly,
But-
I think that card's gonna come up every time because, like, before,
Batman.
there was rumors of Batman before,
Being
like,
black.
about being black.
Black Batman. Yeah, there was.
That
rumors
was
about
brought
that.
up. So, I mean,
Well, hey, there's a Black Annie now, so I mean, you can explore different.
now it's not gonna be the
options.
blacks; it's gonna be the Oriental people that are gonna.
We are gonna get like a lawsuit or something for all the racism on this. This is probably one of our most racist episodes. No more racism. you
All
guys.
views expressed, and
yeah.
what's that disclaimer?
I don't
I
know.
wanna put my
You
name
have
on
to
that.
put it at
The
the end.
FFA is gonna shut us down, but I don't
FFA,
care.
Future Farmers of America.
Yeah, because we got to throw them in there too.
All right.
That is the news for this week, and now we are down to trailer of the week, which is kind of an odd but yet interesting trailer.
I posted it on our Twitter
Yeah, for those who actually have went on our Twitter page.
at Movie Talk Radio. Follow us.
Thanks to the followers already too, by the way.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
I don't know about I haven't like actually even signed on our page yet. I need to like.
Yeah, I
But,
gave
like,
you the
ever since-
information to sign it.
Oh, I still have it. I just haven't done it yet. But like I've been going on mine and like checking it out, and I'm getting some weird followers.
Yeah, I know you told me about like Walter White's following you, the character from Breaking Bad.
Yeah. I don't know what I did, but like I'm getting some interesting followers.
You said Disney attractions.
Yeah, I got Disney's attractions following me.
Well, hey, if there's
Which I mean,
is that how you found out about the Thor thing?
No.
Oh, that would have been funny.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't been on today, but I'm could be on there. I don't know. But it's, I saw that. I was like, oh shit, Disney's onto us.
Yeah. See, they know. They know that we talk about them all the time. There's nothing they don't hear. They got their ears.
I hear
to the
everything.
ground.
I swear to God, I think for the next show, I gotta have the Disney sound effects where it's
Yeah.
where it does the
Yeah.
Disney productions or whatever. Either that or Pixar, one of the two. I don't know. But anyways, back to the trailer of the week. It's called Escape from Tomorrow, and it was a guerrilla style shot.
Yeah.
Which basically means they were shooting on location at Disneyland and Disney World, I believe.
Yeah, without them knowing.
Without them knowing.
Which that can get you in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and what's more interesting is the trailer's up, it's out there, and yet Disney's not doing anything about it.
I think it's because if they would have portrayed it in a negative light, but they're portraying it for what it is, just a theme park. But I mean,
There's
there's
some crazy scenes in that thing.
yeah,
Well,
like,
yeah.
they had the
Really show
Epcot
what I
ball
saw,
like
yeah.
like rolling or some shit.
Well, in a world of fake castles and emperoric rodents, an epic battle begins when an unemployed father's sanity is challenged by a chance encounter with two underage girls on holiday.
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely is an interesting trailer.
It was submitted into Sundance. It's going to be at Sundance this year, so it's kind of interesting to see where this goes. It's got a whole bunch of unknowns. I don't know anybody.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
in
know
this
anybody,
movie.
but it's definitely been talked about for weeks now. I can see this like really going out there.
I don't think it'll win Sundance.
I don't think it's gonna win Sundance, but I think it will probably get a wider release.
It's definitely got my attention. I want to see.
I
it.
mean, because if you think about it, there's not many films that's actually been shot in Disneyland. There's been maybe a few scenes. I mean, they got Saving Mr. Banks,
yeah.
which is the Tom Hanks
which
film.
comes out this December.
Yeah, which is
looks yeah. I mean,
been
it
shot
makes
at,
sense for it to
which
be
has
there.
been shot at Disneyland. But I mean, there's only been I think maybe another movie or two where they had a scene shot at Disneyland. This,
They did it without.
yeah,
them
they did it
knowing.
without them knowing, and it's like everything. Like you see, like attractions, you name it. Like it's in the movie, so it's definitely gonna strike some curiosity.
It's got a. It's got. I've seen a couple different posters, but the one I posted on our Twitter, it's got an interesting poster too. I mean,
Well, yeah. See, like when I heard the first poster from what our brother told us of the Mickey Mouse glove with blood on it,
Yeah.
instantly, I wasn't thinking of the animated version of it. I was thinking of the actual the
Actual-
white glove
yeah.
that you see Mickey wear with blood on it. That's the way I was envisioning it. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's looks I mean, this is probably the only time we'll have not that well known of a movie as trailer of the week. We were gonna have August Osage County as our trailer of the week, which also looks really good. But
sometimes it gets hard to pick
Yeah,
trailer of the
I
week
could
because there's certain
imagine.
trailers where I'm like, oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good.
this one definitely needed to be
Looks
talked
interesting,
about.
dude. I don't really know what's going on in it.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's. I mean, I think this one is almost identical to like the Bad Robot trailer of the week that I had
Oh, yeah.
a few weeks
what was that
back.
called? I can't even remember.
Yeah, it's.
Like Nobody or something or something.
Yeah, I think it's something like that, where it basically just you're just like, what the fuck is going on? Like it strikes your curiosity of what the movie is, but like it doesn't really,
Tell you anything.
yeah, it doesn't really give you much. And so you're just like,
But definitely check out the trailer on our Twitter.
yes.
At Movie Talk Radio.
October 11th is when it's going to be out.
I'm assuming it's not going to be a wide release.
Probably not. Right now, from what I've heard, it's only limited release, but you never know. You never know. But that is trailer of the week. And now we are down to the new releases, which we have two movies to talk about. And one of them's a dance movie.
Yeah, I'm getting sick of these ones.
He really is dancing right now.
Yeah, he really.
I was. You can't see me, but I was dancing.
Maybe they could hear your chair shuffling a little bit. Yeah, shake them tatas. Woo!
Anyways, yeah. If literally if you had money like in Bad Grandpa, yeah, with Johnny Knoxville's like rolling the dough, I would be dancing right now for that.
Yeah.
I'd be dancing for cash. Shit,
One of those girls is with their grandpa.
I can't wait for that movie. That movie's gonna be freaking awesome.
That comes out pretty soon too.
It does next month. Battle of the Year is the dance movie we're talking about, which stars Josh Holloway, who played Sawyer from Lost, and Josh Peck, who was from Nickelodeon.
It's got Chris Brown.
Yeah, Chris Brown's in
What
it.
a weird cast. Very diverse.
I wonder if Rihanna's in it too. Bitch!
Oh, see.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. Had to do it.
And you even said bitch after.
Had to do it.
I still want to know what she said. Until
I don't know.
You
Are-
suck.
Are they?
Last
they're on again, off again. That's a working
Yeah.
relationship.
Did you hear about Liam Hemsworth and Miley Cyrus? They ended their engagement.
I wonder why.
yeah.
It's probably that Wrecking Ball, that fucking music video. Or maybe
Probably.
or her VMA performance, either one.
I-
Maybe both, probably.
Who knows? Who knows? But Battle of the Year attracts all the best teams from around the world, but the Americans haven't won in 15 years. Dante enlists Blake to assemble a team of the best dancers and bring the trophy back to America, where it started. Dance movie. So yeah, it's just like Step Up, but not called Step Up.
Yeah, I don't know how these movies get made, to be honest with you. I feel like-
Honestly, that's a question like I'm dying to find out with not just this movie, but a lot of movies.
if that movie could get made, we could write a movie and it can get made, because there's no, I mean, there's what they call a storyline, but it's not really a storyline. It's just a bunch of dancing. Stupid. And it's got Josh Peck in it. What the hell? I was thinking Josh Peck was gonna become, he was in the Whackness, which was he had a pretty interesting role. I thought he was gonna become, slowly creep up to become a pretty good star, but then he
doesn't really.
goes and
I don't
pulls
think.
his shit.
Well, he doesn't really get much offers. Like I think the last film I saw him in was the Red Dawn remake.
Yeah, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
The worst part about it is that Sawyer's in this.
Yeah, that's
the worst part.
I know. Honestly, like I liked him in Lost. He had a small role in the last Mission Impossible movie, which I liked. But it's like, dude, really? You're gonna
desperate.
you're gonna do a dance movie? Like I would freaking go do television before I stick myself in a dance movie.
Does he actually dance in it? Does anybody know?
No, he's a coach.
Oh god, that's even worse.
So I guess he used to dance or knows the right moves
I guess.
to teach. So
Like me personally, like if I was him, like if this is all I'm gonna get is freaking movies to do, like dance movie offers,
I'd be
then
calling
I'd
JJ real quick.
be like, dude,
JJ, help me.
yeah, get me
Give me
something.
something to work.
Give me something. Get me on TV, something.
So
I don't want to do this crap.
Star Wars?
Yeah.
Is that what I hear? You
Hey.
working on Star Wars?
Fair, who never know? You never know.
That would be interesting, actually. He's not a bad actor.
No, he's a
No.
good actor. It's just this is not a
Not a good role for
not
him.
a good role for you. But our second film looks really fucking
Yeah, I'm
good.
pretty interested in this one here.
Prisoners,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
stars Hugh Jackman, Jake Gyllenhaal, Viola Davis, Terrence Howard, and Paul Dano, or as I like to call him from The Girl Next
Klitzy.
Door, Klitzy.
Yeah. Well, he's worked with one great actor already, Daniel Day-Lewis, and There Will Be Blood.
Yes,
So
great film.
it's funny how
Have you seen that movie?
I've watched. I'm like halfway through it. It's on
Oh.
Netflix right now.
Great film. I'm not gonna say my favorite scene, but it's near the end.
Yeah, I'm surprised that out of The Girl Next Door, out of all three of those, the main guys, I'm surprised that he's the one that's done the most work. Like,
Well,
I can't
yeah.
remember what the hell's the guy's name. That
Emil
one.
Hirsch.
Yeah, there you go.
He's still doing films, but like,
Not-
yeah, I get what you're saying. Like after that movie, Emil Hirsch was like up there. Paul Dano was, and now it's kind of like turned a little bit. Paul Dano is getting like all these roles.
Yeah.
Emil Hirsch is like kind of faded just a little bit.
Paul Dano's, like I said, worked with Daniel Day-Lewis. He was in Little Miss Sunshine. He got to work with Alan Arkin. Like, he's working with a lot of great actors right now, but Emil Hirsch.
I think.
All he
Yeah.
really did was Into the Wild. That's the only thing I could think of.
Well, he did Into the Wild. He was in Milk with Sean
Yeah,
Penn.
that was...
The one with Justin Timberlake. What was that one?
Oh,
Dog something? Or...
Alpha Dog.
Yeah,
that was a good film.
That's-
That was a really good movie.
yeah, so, he's done a little bit here and there, but Paul Dano's he's been doing quite a bit.
Oh yeah, I mean this movie, like seeing the
amazing,
trailer,
yeah.
it looks great. Like seriously, it's got a great cast. It's like if you look at the cast, like during the trailer, it's like Academy Award nominee,
Yeah.
and Paul Dano.
Maybe a future Academy
Yeah,
Award
well, yeah,
nominee.
he's done a lot of good roles. I would not doubt that he would get nominated eventually.
I started watching Zodiac because you were saying.
Oh, that's...
Yeah.
I'm about halfway done with it, and it's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it a lot so far.
Yeah.
It's a damn good
Robert
movie.
Downey's ridiculous.
That's
Yeah.
what this movie
Damn
kind of
good
reminds me of. Like, Jake Gyllenhaal plays... He likes to do those, like, detective, thriller-type movies, and that's what it kind of reminded me of was Zodiac, which I love that movie, by the way.
When Keller Dover's daughter and her friend go missing, he takes matters into his own hands as the police pursue multiple leads and the pressure mounts. But just how far will this desperate father go to protect his family? Kind of reminds me a little bit of Heavy Rain, a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, that reminds you of that.
That was a great game. They're actually coming out with Beyond Two Souls here pretty soon.
I heard
Same
about
company,
that.
Yeah, Ellen Page.
I heard about that.
And they're making Heavy Rain into a movie, so...
I hope they do it right. Otherwise, I might kill somebody.
Ah, shit. I remember we talked about it. They had a screenwriter that I can't remember.
Oh
what-
yeah, you were
what
saying that was doing
screenwriter was
Heavy Rain.
And it was someone who's got a pretty
Really
good
good.
track record.
Yeah, I can't
who
remember.
it was,
I can't remember who you said, but I remember you telling me
It's
that.
in good hands right now.
But Prisoners definitely looks
Yeah, it looks-
pretty damn good.
yeah.
But those are our new releases for the week.
And we all have the same predictions, don't
Yeah,
we?
believe it or not, I think this is the first time in a while
Well,
that you and I have. But now with Vic in the picture,
Yeah.
all three of us.
We all have the same predictions
I
here.
did it all on my own too. I was like, don't look at that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You
see,
know?
I didn't look at yours. He didn't look at mine, and then
'Cause,
like
yeah, I did
he
mine
saw
first.
mine, and then you saw mine, and it's like we all have the same.
Yeah.
But our predictions at number 4 will be Battle of the Year. At number 3, The Family. At number 2, Prisoners. And at number 1, for the second week in a row, Insidious 2.
Yeah, it broke a September record for it was the highest grossing film for a horror film in September, so
Seems there's a lot of records that's been breaking lately.
those horror films. Conjuring was the biggest opening for I think a July opening, right?
I believe
Yeah.
so. Yeah, I believe so.
That was the best part of the movie.
Yup.
That was, I don't know. Insidious 2, I think it's gonna stay up there for a while. I don't know what comes out next week, but
I don't have my phone with me to look, but
October or when we hit October,
October, November,
there's some good movies coming out.
October, November, shit's gonna hit the fan.
Like have you seen the trailer for Gravity with George Clooney and Sandra
Yes.
Bullock?
Yes.
That movie looks really good to me. Our
Well,
brother
that
Brandon
trailer,
said that.
the trailer, like it doesn't really give you much of the story. It just shows you like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that's what our brother Brandon. He's like, it's just Sandra
Well, that's
Bullock
'cause
lost in space.
That's because he's not into the sci-fi stuff.
They're saying it's
like,
gonna
I
be
mean-
the best space movie of all time.
I mean, he didn't. Even, I don't think he's seen Prometheus, and look how well Prometheus did.
yeah.
He's
that
he's not a big sci-fi
Look how
guy.
well it did for us as well.
He's not a big sci-fi guy. So
Yeah, he's
that's
not.
why he's saying that.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, George Clooney, man, he's got 2 movies that are going to be at the Oscars. That one and Monument Men.
That movie I can't wait to see.
But yeah, things are going to start getting interesting once October hits. A lot of good movies coming out.
Yes. But other than that, that is our show for the week. Definitely pick up World War Z, The Bling Ring. Check out our trailer of the week, Escape from Tomorrow. Definitely check out the new releases, Battle of the Year and Prisoners. And definitely check out our Twitter page.
At Movie Talk Radio.
But on that note, that is a wrap. Yay!
Ah.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Stallion Radio Network.